I never used to mind driving at night. There's something peaceful about it, just me, the road, and the steady hum of the engine. But that changed 3 weeks ago on a stretch of highway I hope to never see again. It started like any other late drive. I was returning from a friend's house in the next town over about an hour's drive through dense forest and winding hills. It was just past midnight. The moon was full, and my headlights sliced through the dark like twin blades. I had music on low, a podcast maybe, but I barely remember now. What I do remember is the feeling. It began as a tickle, just a sense of being watched. I glanced in the rearview mirror. Nothing. Just the empty back seat and the distant red glow of my taillights stretching behind me. About 15 minutes into the drive, I noticed something odd, a figure on the side of the road. At first I thought it was a hitchhiker, but as I passed I realized they weren't sticking out their thumb or even facing the road. They were just standing there, rigid, like a statue, staring into the trees. I shrugged it off. Weird, sure, but not unheard of. Maybe they were drunk or lost. Then I saw another one, same posture, standing perfectly still about a quarter mile later. Then another. Each one was spaced evenly, as if someone had planted them like mile markers. Always on the right side of the road, always facing the forest. I turned the music off. About the 5th or 6th figure in, I slowed down. Something was wrong. I rolled the window down as I passed the next one, letting in the cool night air. "Hey, you okay?" I called out. The figure didn't move. I drove past, heart picking up pace. My mouth was dry, hands suddenly clammy. I reached for my phone to call someone, anyone, but there was no service. Of course, and then I looked in the rearview mirror. One of them had turned. The one I'd just passed was now facing the road, facing me. I slammed the brakes. I stared into the mirror, frozen. The figure stood in the middle of the road, arms at its side. No facial features, just shadow and the vague impression of a human shape. I whipped my head around to get a better look, but the road behind me was empty. Nothing there. When I looked back in the mirror, it was still there. Only in the mirror. I hit the gas. I don't know how long I drove, 10 minutes, maybe 20. The road was suddenly unfamiliar, even though I should have known it like the back of my hand. No signs, no side roads, just trees pressing closer and closer. I kept glancing in the rearview mirror, and that's when I saw more of them. Now there were dozens, standing behind my car, motionless, growing in number each time I blinked, and always visible only in the mirror. I tried to tell myself it was sleep deprivation, stress, a trick of the night. But then my headlights flickered, just for a moment, like a breath between heartbeats, and the engine stuttered. "Come on," I muttered. "Don't you dare." The car shuddered violently, then died. Everything went dark. I sat there in the dead silence, pulse thundering in my ears. No wind, no crickets, just blackness and the oppressive weight of being utterly alone. Except I wasn't. I didn't want to look in the mirror. I did anyway. The figures were closer now, lining both sides of the road, stretching into the darkness, all facing the car. I locked the doors, and that's when I saw one move. It stepped forward, jerking like a puppet pulled by invisible strings. Its motion was unnatural, too fast in short bursts. It stopped just behind my trunk. I turned to look, nothing. Back to the mirror, there it was, now at the driver's side door, inches away. I couldn't see a face, but I felt it staring at me. I squeezed my eyes shut and reached for the ignition. Please, God, just start. The engine sputtered, then roared to life. I didn't look back. I didn't care what I ran over or what followed. I drove like a madman until the forest broke, until I saw lights, until I was pulling into a gas station like a drowning man clawing for shore. I sat there under the harsh fluorescent lights, trembling. The attendant knocked on my window. I jumped. "You okay, man?" he asked. I nodded, barely able to speak. "Just rough night." He gave me a once-over and backed away, sensing I didn't want to talk. I filled the tank, went inside, grabbed a drink, and splashed water on my face in the restroom. That's when I saw the note. It was taped to the mirror, a yellow sticky note that hadn't been there a moment ago. In shaky block letters it read, "Don't look in the mirror." I spun around. The bathroom was empty, I ran outside, jumped in the car, and didn't stop until I was home, until I was inside. Lights on, every mirror in the house covered with towels. I haven't driven at night since, and I've started to notice something else. Sometimes, late at night, when the TV is off and the room is quiet, I hear soft footsteps behind me, just faint enough to question if they're real. And in the reflection of my blank television screen, I see them. Figures, still, watching, waiting.